I want to make sure that you are familiar with our simple learning cycle. So hopefully you're asking yourself, simple learning, can learning really be simple? And the question is, oh yeah. So as we look at this simple learning cycle, you're going to see these 6 terms over and over throughout every lesson in Edify. You're going to see seize, investigate, you're going to master, produce, look back, and all along the way, you're going to evaluate your learning. So let's look at these in a little bit more detail. So each lesson will kick off with this particular cycle, and I'll show you a preview in the next lesson in just a minute. And so the idea of the seize is to capture your interest, to snag your prior knowledge, to get you to think about what do I already know about this topic, and how can I continue to construct knowledge on top of that to make true understanding. Once we've seized and captured your interest, the goal is to investigate. Spend some time and actually explore what's already out there, interact with it, see it, play around with this. Sometimes we kind of call this messing about, or this idea of play. And hopefully in the end, you can start to summarize. You can start to think about how your prior misconceptions might have been challenged during that stage. Then it's time to get down to the meat, and that is where our master comes in. So this is where a lot of our more technical information comes in. So there's going to be videos, there'll be lectures, there'll be textbooks, websites, games, and many other ways for you to really capture the knowledge, to see these concepts from different perspectives, from different angles as well. And hopefully as we go through the master, you'll start to synthesize the knowledge. You'll start to pull these pieces together to broaden your understanding. So once you've mastered the information, it's time to produce. It's time to create, to be creative, to be a designer, and to show what you know, to show that you've learned the concepts in this lesson. And of course, anytime you're producing something, you should share this creation with others. Show them your good work. Let them talk about it. Let them learn from it. Let them give you feedback on it. Then it's time to look back, to say, did I understand those learning objectives listed at the beginning of each lesson? Did I get what I was supposed to out of this lesson? Are things making sense? Do I have questions? Should I meet with my teacher? So survey your understanding. Think about your learning. Use some metacognition as you ask yourself, am I ready to proceed to the next lesson or not? And then finally, it's time to evaluate. Now, while you're encouraged to evaluate every step along the way, we want to take one final evaluation at the end of this lesson and say, am I really ready? Am I understanding the concepts? And we're going to test that oftentimes with a little formative quiz, making sure that you've picked up what you needed to pick up from this lesson before we proceed to the next lesson. And once you've made it through the evaluation phase, it's time to start the process over again and enter into the next lesson.